308 days after New Canaan's runaway win in the FCIAC quarterfinals, these two towns meet again on the ice, New Canaan and Darien. Alongside Will Jennings and PJ Neville, I'm Caden Leslie, here to bring you this joint venture between DAF Media and New Canaan Television. And one of these teams is going to run away with 2 losses on the season, unless we end in the tie like we did in that first regular season game we saw between these two teams last year. So, Will, what are the keys we're going to have to look for in Darien tonight?
Yeah, growing up in either Darien or New Canaan, you always look forward to this game if you're able to play varsity later in your career. For Darien, it's just going to be key to stay out of the penalty box today. You have an offensive powerhouse like New Canaan, stars like Braden Roby, Doster Kroll, Gavin Fitzpatrick, all over the roster. There's a ton of talent on this New Canaan team. Helping out Hegarty in front and cleaning up those turnovers in the defensive zone will help the Wave keep this game close today.
PJ, what about you?
Yeah, right. This Rams team, right, the story of this year has been their offense, but their defense, only renewing 1 defenseman from last year's team, right? So if you're this Rams defense, you've got to protect Mason Pickering this game, right? He's been the backbone of this team for the past 2 years, and we're looking for him today, just really keeping a clean sheet in between the pipes if he can.
Yeah, I know, Will, we were talking about a player on Darien before the game. You had some really interesting thoughts on him. I think the people at home would like to hear him.
Yeah, Aiden Elders, the junior for Darien this year, has really exploded onto the scene. He's got 3 goals and 4 assists in just 5 games played. Aiden Elders has really improved on his work without the puck. He has become a great forward, just finding the soft spots in the defensive zone, getting to the puck, getting in close, finishing in tight with great hands. Definitely an underrated player to watch here today.
Yeah, I agree. Elders is going to be one that we're going to be calling out on for sure the whole broadcast. And PJ, I know through our other broadcasts we've done together, there's definitely been one player that's come up time and time again.
Yeah, Braden Roby, right? He's really not a goal-scoring kind of guy. He's really a facilitator, a playmaker for this Rams team. Only 1 goal on his very young season, but 7 assists, accumulating for 8 points. Really doing a great job centering that first line for the Rams, passing it off to guys like Doster Kroll and Gavin Fitzpatrick in the slot where they can get it done.
Yeah, obviously, sellout crowd here tonight. If you look behind us, the student sections are buzzing. And Will, I heard you had one more thing to say.
Yeah, today's game is sponsored by the Shoulder Check, a mental health organization founded here in Darien. Really just both of these communities the past year or 2 have been through a lot with mental health struggles following COVID-19, obviously. The Shoulder Check is an organization that works to focus on reaching out, checking in, and making contact with family and friends. Obviously, these 2 towns very competitive, a lot of friends off the ice as well. So, you love to see that coming to this one.
Yeah, that Shoulder Check organization, I believe they held their fundraiser at Terry Connor's rink over the summer. They got guys like Trevor Zegras, Chris Kreider to come out and really make contact as the motto of the organization supports. Behind us, we got around 24 seconds left in warm-ups as both these teams are ready to do battle here at Darien Ice House. We're going to mute for a sec and then come back to you after the player introductions. Yeah, we talk about Persinger and Tarrant, this number 1 D pair on this Darien team. Elliot Lancaster, senior captain for this team, been very impactful all year on the line with Elders, as we talked about pregame, and James Troy. As you see Jack Kroll and presumably Cam Lyden starting this game. Bold choice, but they've been playing solid throughout the season. Both first-year varsity players played for the New Canaan Winter Club last year. And no doubt about that, Doster Kroll's line, along with Braden Roby and Gavin Fitzpatrick, the two captains on the wing, will be starting tonight. Also Roby, as we talked about pregame. No surprise there, Mason Pickering, the backbone of this Rams defense. Both the teams retreating towards their respective nets to hype themselves up right before puck drop here at Darien Ice House. You know, we talk about a sellout crowd here. I remember my first high school hockey game, New Canaan versus Darien. I had to stand on top of that lost and found you guys can see over there to be able to get a view. I mean, this atmosphere here is just so electric. You see the stands in here. Both student sections absolutely packed, absolutely jumping, and it's just going to be a great game today.
Yeah, Caden, this is going to be an absolute dogfight, right? Every year it comes down to who plays with more intensity and more grit, right? We saw this New Canaan team last year, and quite honestly, you know, the fans really almost emphasized them to beat Darien in that 4-1 victory and also make the comeback in that 4-1 victory at Martiri Family Arena on the campus of Sacred Heart University.
Yeah, I think for Darien, it's going to be very important to just get to a fast start today against a great New Canaan team. You know, they really need to clean up that defensive zone. You cannot allow turnovers in this game to these weapons, like I said in the pregame, and just pressuring the great goalie and Pickering, just getting shots on him from the perimeter and allowing the forwards to crash the net and get second chance opportunities. Just getting him moving left to right will be very key tonight.
Face-off won by Roby. Kroll's going to dump that one into the zone. Lyden trying to control that. He's not quite able to.
Yeah, and Caden, one thing that we forgot to mention before this game started is Jack Kroll is coming back from an injury. He wasn't able to play in that big game against Ridgefield just last Monday. So Kroll, right, he's still got to get his feet back under him in the first minutes of this game, but, you know, by the start of the second period, he'll definitely be ready and making an impact.
Obviously something to do. Great takeaway there by Jack Kroll. Slap shot up the side. That's going to go out of play, deflected by, I believe, Elliot Lancaster.
Yeah, this is the pace of play you would expect in a Darien New Canaan game. These kids are flying around just right after puck drop. Both teams connecting on passes early. Doesn't look too sloppy. It looks like everyone's organized and ready to go for this one.
Yeah, quick change there. Rams and the Wave changing their lines. Shot on net by Owen Briggs from the point, easily turned aside by Haggerty.
Yeah, and Owen Briggs, right? We talked about in the open, New Canaan only renews one defenseman this year. That is Owen Briggs, right? You've got Elliot Croft, who did play forward last year, coming back to the team. But other than that, this whole defensive room really is new because a lot of players, right? This defense for the Rams was so strong that all these guys went off to prep schools or either graduated, like you saw with guys like Cam Wheatfeld.
Yeah, and you mentioned Elliot Croft. You're going to need to meet him at the point if you're the Wave today. He is a threat from up there shooting the puck. He's got a great wrist shot.
Oh, and you see Jack Mariska zooming up the side, not quite able to get a stick on that as Owen Briggs lays the body shot.
Delayed penalty there as well for knocking him down.
But that's sniped top quarter. Gardner Eli with the top quarter shot. The Wave lead 1-0 almost a minute and a half into this game. And I mean, guys, that kind of caught us off guard up in the booth.
Yeah, Gardner Ely just right there in the slot to clean up the mess in front. You see Jack Mariska's taken down. That puck just makes its way right to Ely's stick. Kind of stuns Mason Pickering as he's not ready for that shot. Gardner just puts it in a great spot. Top shelf where Mama hides the cookies.
Yeah, and we gotta credit that goal to Jack Mariska's hustle play there on Owen Briggs. He drew the penalty. He's able to get that one in front. Eli came right through the slot, and there was nothing else to do about that. Controlled by Darien in their own zone. Sent out. That's going to be an icing. Both teams get some time to regroup. Darien obviously coming out with higher energy. James Troy's line on for them.
Yeah, that's just huge for the Wave's momentum this game. As you know, in the past we've seen New Canaan kind of go up early. The Wave just getting a quick one there on a delayed penalty really allows them to ease into this one.
Face off one into the corner by Rogan Lowe. Puck stays in the corner. One out wide and dumps that one in deep. Tipped in front. Gamble not quite able to get a stick on that one. Jack Kroll pinches, takes a body, but takes a hit to make a play. Puck stays low. Persinger now takes it up. It's going to be right to Leiden's stick.
You can notice right from the jump, the physicality is just unmatched in this game, this rivalry matchup. Both teams getting a lot of hits off and finishing their checks is what I'm noticing. Every check is finished towards the board.
That's always what you're going to see in these New Canaan versus Darien games. Darien subbing their third line on. Easy save there by Haggerty.
Yeah, now we see a guy come onto the ice, Chase Harden, number 33 on your screen. For the Rams, I mean, this guy is he's the team goon. If anyone's going to lay a body for this team, it's Chase. So watch out for him on this shift. You know, if there's a Darien player in the open ice, you better watch out.
Harden's going to take care of him. In front, Doster Kroll. What is he not there in the slot? This game is tied. Doster Kroll scores off a great pass, great face-off play, and it's 0-0 all over again.
Yeah, of course you're going to expect Kroll of all players to just answer right back. He's always in front of the net. He's in the slot there, ready, and a similar goal to last year's 4-1 win for New Canaan. He's just got his stick down and kind of one-times that puck into the top shelf. Completely catches Finley Haggerty off guard there. Similar goal to Gardner Eli's as well.
I mean, we're around 150 seconds in. I mean, if we already got 2 goals scored in this game, I can imagine how the rest of it's going to go.
Yeah, this is not what you would expect, right? These two teams, very defensively sound, especially their goalkeepers, both in their second season starting on varsity for these respective programs, right? They both play some very, very great competition, and they play very well against them.
Well, body laid there by Roby.
Darien has Niffen and Kilroy on, the 2 first-year defensemen.
Roby pass in front. That one's going to be taken away. Niffen's going to cream that one up the board. It's going to stay in the New Canaan zone.
You know, Mac Budd is definitely not scared to put these younger players on. You know, he needs that depth today against a team like New Canaan. They're going to have to stay energized. So
yeah, and you see Niffen and Kilroy. They've been pretty solid on the blue line for Darien thus far. Oh, body laid there by Elliot Lancaster. Obviously the tone of this game coming out hot. Puck stays in the neutral zone. That is going to barely go out of play. I mean, back to that Lancaster hit. Just The
Yeah.
physicality is unmatched.
If you mentioned a team goon, Chase Harden. If Darien has a team goon and a leader, it's definitely Elliot Lancaster. He's always setting the tone with big hits from the get-go.
And his brother, Russell Lancaster, joins him on this varsity squad this year, first-year varsity player, as that's one back. Intercepted there by Del Carmine. He's going to try and get that one in deep. Won't be able to do that.
Looks like there's a net guard down on the ice as well.
Jack Kroll, Del Carmine, great backhand move. Max Lowe's going to take that one wide, 2-on-1 for the Rams. Will he get there? That one stays in front. Leiden now. Leiden to his brother Cam. Back to Bryce. Bryce is going to keep that one inside of the Darien zone. Delayed penalty there, tripping. Pickering instantly to the bench. It looks like we're going to tripping call on
That was John
Darien.
Wadley there. Yeah, John Wadley unfortunately goes for the puck on that one and just takes the skates out of
That was Jack Thompson, I believe.
Jack Thompson, yes. Unfortunate there. You know, he was trying to get the puck cleared as New Canaan was applying a ton of pressure, and unfortunately he just takes the skates out from under him.
Yeah, and PJ, now we're going to get to see this Rams power play for the first time. Remember, this Rams power play is all forwards, not a single defenseman.
Yeah, and you've also got Doster Kroll and Max Lowe manning the points here. So these two guys have a cannon of a shot no matter how far out. So that's why Coach Clark Jones is so comfortable with these two up top.
Shot deflected in front. Haggerty's going to cover that one.
I noticed as well, to your point, PJ, they have Roby, the facilitator, as you called him, on the half wall over there. Definitely a great position for him to be in as he's able to make those point-to-point passes.
Yeah, obviously, talking about the point, Will, the main goal of this power play, this overload power play, is for the defensemen to respect the shot. They want Kroll, they want Max being able to walk the point and be able to shoot. Because if they don't respect that shot, you'll have guys like Del Carmine open to be able to tap one in. Here's Roby. Roby shoots off the blocker of Haggerty. Del Carmine to Roby. Roby looks, that's going to be picked off. Body laid one-on-one now. Shot, that one goes over the net. Elliot Lancaster not quite able to get that one on.
That was a howitzer of a shot by Lancaster. That really had some mustard on it.
Yeah, Tony Del Carmine's stick broke there, too. I couldn't quite see who he was trying to lay a hit on, but stick down on the ice. So that's another thing, right, for these teams. If Darien's trying to clear the zone and then it hits off that stick, right, that could benefit New Canaan.
Ooh, pass there. No one was at the point. Elliot Croft caught off guard.
Also, unfortunately, you got to take that player off the ice or else it's a penalty for that broken stick as well.
Yeah, you got to drop the stick right as soon as it breaks. Croft pinching. Able to keep that one in the zone. Croft now, he has options in front. That's going to be deflected. Gamble now cycles it up to Croft. Goes D to D. Kroll shoots. It's going to be gloved by Haggerty, still in the zone. Ref blows no ice.
The Wave with that clear look to end the power play.
Oh, in front.
Outstanding.
Charlie Schwinn couldn't quite bury that one in net. That was a great chance for the Wave, possibly to make it 2-1.
Yeah, Schwind is dangerous in front of the net, and with the amount of speed he comes in with, it's really hard to pick up his stick there as he gets a good look at Pickering, but Pickering wins that battle with the poke check.
Yeah, obviously he was too fast to slow down, and just not a wasted chance because that still gives your team momentum, but definitely one they wish they could get back, as I believe Haggerty has some issues with his mask. We're going to get a stoppage of play there.
Yeah, but just going back to that Schwind opportunity, right, Mason Pickering there, that was a great job playing that. He slid across the crease and just stopped that opportunity from Darien's probably arguably most dangerous player on this offensive end.
Definitely, yeah. You usually do not see Schwinn missing those opportunities in front. His hands are super quick, and Pickering makes the correct judgment by just laying out the stick there and blocking it.
Yeah, as a goalie, you always want to watch out for that cross crease because it will kill you eventually. Low now to face off. He wins that one back. Briggs shoots. Easy pad save there by Haggerty.
Yeah, definitely going to need to get more traffic in front. Haggerty will snatch those up all day if you don't have a screen in front there.
Yeah, Haggerty's rebound control is just off the charts. One of the best I've seen by a goalkeeper in the FCIAC.
definitely two of the best goalkeepers in the state here today. Definitely could determine the outcome of this game as well.
Yeah, obviously two of these solid keepers. However, both them will be leaving next year, both seniors. So it'll be interesting to see who fills the cage next year for both these teams. Floating puck, glove down by Pickering, little extracurriculars in front of the net.
Yeah, and guys, you know, obviously 1-1 right now, only 7 minutes into this game, right? So almost the complete opposite of what we saw in that girls' game, right? Will, you and I were on the call for that one together, and New Canaan lost in a heartbreaker 1-0. Darien won on a fast break opportunity in the first period of action.
McNamara in front. That one's going to be blocked by, I believe, Fitzpatrick, as now here comes the Rams on a 3-on-2.
Interesting matchup here. You have the third line of Darien versus the first line of New Canaan, so Coach Bud not scared to reach into his depth here so far.
The third line seems to be holding their own, though. Mark McNamara has been playing pretty well. Shot from the point. Easy glove save by Pickering.
Yeah,
Persinger not quite able to get where he wanted on that.
They are definitely an underrated line for this Darien team. Not a ton of time this year, but when they get in, they are super impactful. And like you said, Mark McNamara, a big body in front. So
and also, right, you can't not mention Gardner Ely already with that goal in this game, right? He's also another one of those guys, right? Two-sport athlete like Braden Roby, like Bryce Lyden. They all play Eclipse lacrosse together. So, you know, these guys really have a connection on and off the ice.
Here's Croft now behind the net. Taken away by Lancaster, looking for options. Feeds it to the point. Persinger feeds it down low to Elders. Elders tries to cycle it. James Troy not able to get there.
Both teams just look super organized in the offensive zone thus far. A lot of tape-to-tape passes. A really good cycle from Darien and New Canaan. They're using their possessions. You know, they're really organized in the defense in the offensive zone. They're using their possessions well here.
Yeah, very good systems work by both teams. I can't help but notice that. Line change here for New Canaan. Mariska wins that one back. Shot, blocker save there by Pickering. Shot wide open in front. Shot again tipped. Darien's coming out firing with these offensive possessions.
Yeah, if that Schwinn shot didn't get blocked there, that looked like a easy goal on the slide there from Pickering. He just wasn't prepared for that middle shot.
That was a wide open net. Here comes Rogan Lowe, not quite able to get that one out of the zone. Briggs now feeds it low. Croft. Oh, great play there by Bauer Gamble, taking a hit to make a play again. And the Gamble now. Delayed offsides. Rams are going to get a full change.
Darien may catch them off guard here.
Mariska using his speed upside. Shot. Fake shot, sorry. He feeds that one up in the slot. No one's there. But now here come the Rams. 3-on-2. Del Carmine shoots. Easy save right into the chest of Haggerty.
Yeah, speed matching speed there. Del Carmine is a very fast player as well as Mariska. Very similar players, both freshman of the year nominees last year. You know, the pace of this game, like we said earlier, is just off the charts right now.
Yeah, both these teams fast, physical, and this is just good hockey to watch. Great hockey, if I may. One back. Jack Kroll shoots. Oh, that one just barely goes wide. Cam Lyden kept low by Del Carmine. Max Lowe, body, debatable hit from behind. He's slow to get up.
Yeah, the refs look like they're going to lay off the whistle on that one, but definitely debatable call.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you know, in probably any other game they would call that, but since it's Darien New Canaan, they're going to let them play.
Exactly.
Fed in deep. Lyden's going to try and get that one out of the zone. Pickering comes behind, leaves that one out for Jack Kroll. Del Carmine low, intercepted in front. Here comes Darien's shot. Blocker saved there by Pickering. Yeah, Elliot Lancaster had prime positioning on that shot in the high slot, but Pickering's blocker side has just been unbeatable tonight.
Yeah, Pickering just looks unfazed on those sort of seeable shots from the high slot. You know, you really have to get him moving left to right or rebounds in front because he's saving all of those shots from the high slot so far.
Yeah, and when you look at that one goal Darien scored, it was to his glove side, so they're going to need to, you know, strategically place these shots if they want to get some pass. Kroll now, cuts back. takes his time. Roby is able to feed that one in deep, almost thrown over into the Darien bench. Roby now. Oh, Owen Briggs loses his footing there. Darien going to try and take advantage of that, not quite able to get a shot off, or a pass off, sorry. Fitzpatrick keeps that one low. That pass intercepted. Braden Roby cuts back.
It looks like Coach Bud has switched the lines a little bit. He's got Mariska and Lancaster out there on a line. Not the typical lines you usually see, but
that's in front. Scores! George Persinger.
George Persinger, one of the best defensemen on this team. He's a returner for the Wave, and as a trailing defenseman, offensive defenseman, he's able to see that, you know, that back post defenseman hasn't picked him up yet, so he's just streaking in. And obviously Mariska notices him at the last second, slides at cross crease, and George Persinger just there to clean up the dirty work.
Yeah, just a great hockey IQ play there from Mariska, using his speed and his IQ to find Persinger on that cross crease there.
Yeah,
and
you usually don't see Persinger on those type of plays. He's more of a stay-at-home defenseman, but he notices that the D isn't there to
and then he
pick him
jumps
up
into the play, exactly. 2-1 now. Darien carrying almost all the energy in this game.
PJ, as you mentioned, this is not a typical Darien New Canaan game so far. A lot of goals already in the first period.
Yeah, I mean, this is extremely unconventional from both of these teams, but the offenses really knew that they would need to step up in a game today. And, I mean, obviously the defenses knew that they would also need to step up, but they just haven't really, you know, converted on that and, you know, create some opportunities. Both these teams are really having tough times clearing the zone. So, you know, creating those fast breaks by clearing the zone is really what's led to these goals.
Del Carmen's going to leave that one on his backhand. 2-on-2 here for New Canaan. Lyon's going to take it wide, use his big body around the net. He's going to find Elliot Croft. Croft shoots that one on in front, but that was already saved into the pads of Haggerty. Haggerty playing basically lights out so far, besides for that Doster Kroll goal in the slot. But then again, there's nothing you can do when Doster Kroll's wide open.
Yeah, I was going to say that shot looked dangerous from Kropp walking the blue line there for a second, because I saw a New Canaan player get his stick out and try and redirect that. But as you said, Finley Haggerty just really sound in net there, squares up the shot and takes away any danger.
Now we see this fourth line for the Rams come on here, right? You've got guys like Andrew Brandt, Brooks Thompson, who really don't see much time. As we see sticks fly. Chase Harden tried to lay in the body there.
Yeah, Lancaster makes Harden pay there. Both goons going at it early.
Fourth line already off. Here comes the Rams' first line. Darien now taking it through their own zone. In deep now, Harden. Harden plays it off his backhand. Line up to Kroll, going to control that one with his hand. Ooh, almost there for Fitzpatrick. He's going to be able to get that one in deep. Haggerty steps up to play that one.
I've noticed when Kroll gets the puck, you just notice the Darien players give him a ton of respect with the puck in space. They don't really press him off the jump.
And that's an easy glove save there by Pickering. Griffin Samame there, not quite able to get that one. We got some extracurriculars. Harden.
Schwinn going with Harden.
Harden's going at it.
Harden trying to take Schwinn out of the game early. You know, that's kind of his job as a goon, right?
And we already got high energy here in this Darien game.
Schwinn is not done with Harden, as he's got some extra words for him on the glass here.
Yeah,
I mean, you definitely don't want to poke the bear there. I'm not gonna lie. Schwinn, you don't want to press his buttons, because once he starts going, it's not a great play to, you know, kind of get in his head early.
Yeah, and Harden, you know, great physicality. On JV last year, we saw a similar incident between Notre Dame, West Haven, and Harden. But, you know, he's a goon. He's willing to step up for his teammates, and that's just what a great hockey player does.
Yeah, and that's what he was brought on this team to do, really, right? You saw him against Russell Lancaster. Or, sorry, not – was that Russell Lancaster? No, it was Elliott, right?
That was Charles Schwinn.
No, before on the hit
Oh,
from
yeah, that
Lancaster,
was Elliott Lancaster.
Right. You know, Harden stepped up there. You can't fault him for stepping up. That's what he's brought on this team to do, right? And that is Harden's MO, right? He's only a junior against a senior in this case, against Lancaster or Schwind, right, the senior too. So Harden, right, smaller, less experience, only his first year on varsity, but he's still showing that what he's made of.
Yeah, definitely trying to take Schwind out of the game early. Almost looks like he was kind of hunting him there on the boards, but you can't blame him there. As you said, he's brought on the team to do that as a bigger guy, kind of the enforcer for the Rams this year. And we'll see where that leads us in the future, as I don't think either player has been ejected just yet.
Looks like both got 5 for fighting, as we're going to continue on with some 5-on-5 action.
Yeah, you see Harden and Elliot Croft both in the sin bin for the Rams. Can't quite see who's in it for the Wave, but, you know, I would assume
Schwind for sure.
Yeah.
As that one is turned aside right into the chest of Pickering. James Troy's line out there for the Darien Blue Wave. It looks like that first line has gotten back together, as earlier we did see Mariska out with out in for Troy. Lyden not quite able to control that one. Shot Lancaster, easy glove save there by Pickering. That was a muffin there, not quite able to get that one off the way he wanted it to.
Yeah, the Wave are just getting a ton of shots on Pickering early, and as I alluded to in the pregame, that's what you have to do against a goalie like Pickering, just kind of pepper him with shots and see what rebound opportunities you can get.
Shot tipped. Oh, but there's James Troy. James Troy with his stick, not quite able to do what he wanted with that, as that's another save there by Pickering.
Yeah, and guys, what I'm recognizing here really is that it looked like Harden almost kind of pushed Schwind, I guess it was, because Schwind was going near Pickering after that shot, and it looked like he was kind of talking a little bit of smack, right? We saw right after that Pickering made a glove save, and then Jack Kroll was pushing Darien defenders away from Pickering because he doesn't want them talking to his goalie, getting in his head.
Yeah, obviously as a hockey player, Will, I'm sure you can attest to this. You never want to let another player pick on your goalie.
No, definitely not. And, you know, there's no blame there for Harden. I think he recognizes that Schwind's one of the better players on this Darien team, and he's not going to tolerate that in front of his goalie. So definitely no blame there from Harden, just doing his job out here.
Gamble there avoids a hit with a great play.
I mean, again, in a rivalry matchup,
it's what's
less.
expected, yeah. Lowe now applying the forecheck. Engel stays solid there. He's going to try and get that one in deep. Lyden around the net. Feeds that one back to Engel. Engel will give it to Thompson. Puck moves through the neutral zone. Darien now with time. Mariska chips that one in. Right back to Jack Kroll. Oh, misfire there by Engel. That almost costed the Rams, as Mark McNamara was right there in front.
Sloppy turnover there, right to Ryan Thurlow's stick. He's dangerous with the puck in space, so definitely don't want that early.
As that was a great take there by Doster Kroll, just off the blocker of Haggerty. Kroll's kind of quieted down ever since that that first goal. Let's see if he can change that on this shift.
I noticed the momentum for either side has kind of slowed to a standstill thus far after that fight. It's kind of become more of a 50-50 battle through the neutral zone and in the offensive zone, too.
Yeah, that fight definitely changed the energy of this game. Darien, before who had it all, New Canaan said New Canaan tried to come back with that fight, and I think, yeah, Will, as you said, 50-50 here as that puck has moved through the neutral zone. 1 minute left in this first period. From what it looks like now, Darien's going to come out on top.
Yeah, Caden, I mean, you said Darien, you know, by the looks of it, is going to come out on top, but, you know, we still have 2 periods.
Well, yeah, I meant on top of this first period.
I know, but obviously still 2 periods left to play, right? This first period, you know, the only thing that's really telling us is that these offenses are going to be on all day.
They're working
in front. Scores! Braden Roby. And just as I said that, the Rams tie it up. Braden Roby right there in front off of a rebound there from Gavin Fitzpatrick. You know, that's great positioning in front of the net. That's where you want to be to get those so-called garbage goals. Yeah, and the Rams are now tied here.
We highlighted Roby in the pregame, and he definitely came to play today. He's been lurking around that high slot area, and instead of facilitating this time, he gets the pass in front off the pad of Hegarty. I guess it was a pad pass right to Roby's stick, and he bangs that home.
Yeah, we were talking about Hegarty's rebound control. That is good rebound control, but there's nothing you can really do when Braden Roby's right there, right in front of you. As we're tied now with 30 seconds to go, Briggs to Leiden. Leiden almost taking off the puck there. Neutral zone possession. Del Carmine moves that over to Lowe. Lowe moves into the corner. Shot in front. Great toe drag there by Bryce Leiden. Not quite able to make much of it. One last chance here for Darien.
Absolutely wild first period.
Picked off by Leiden, and it's 2-2. 4 goals in the first period. Not really what we expected.
Not at all. I mean, Caden, right? These two teams, very experienced goaltenders, right? And this is the opposite of what you would think. Maybe, come the third period, we would expect a 2-2 period. But in the first, that is absolutely unheard of. And, that's only a sign for things to come here.
Yeah, as both teams carry off the ice. We'll be back shortly to bring you guys the second period on this joint broadcast between DAF Media and NCTV.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police, drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all of this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continuing to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
We're back here for some second period action at Darien Ice House. Braden Roby netting basically a last-second goal to even this one out, and we're going in all level. It's like 0-0 again.
Yeah, Caden, and this Rams team, they have battled back from a 1-0 deficit and a 2-1 deficit, right? So, hockey really isn't about how you play, but it's how you respond, right? This Rams team has responded very well to the Waves' 2 goals, but this Rams team, you've got to eventually take a lead if you want to win the game. You can't just keep going through trailing the whole time and then tying it back up. You've got to get one here if you're the Rams.
Yeah, and like you said, momentum is basically 50-50 right now. We are knotted at 0-0 going into this period. A fresh new period, a fresh new start for both teams to kind of reorganize and get some goals up on the board here and, see what we have in store for this period, really.
Persinger is going to feed that one up to Troy. Taken away there by Kroll. Roby now.
That's Elders, who we mentioned in the pregame. Looks like they were respecting his, handles with the puck there, giving him a little bit of space, but just, like we said, Mason Pickering, easy save for him, another easy one to start the period.
Yeah, Elders obviously great player for this team. We talked about him before the game, and let's see if he can win this face-off and maybe spark something now for the Wave. Dusser Kroll gets that one out of the zone, hard on the forecheck. Now Leiden. Fitzpatrick is able to get that one out of the zone. Whistle blown, I believe, for a hand pass.
It looked like it got sent into the Darien bench there for a second, right? It got close, and then it looked like it got tipped into the Darien bench by someone.
Yes, that one goes out of play. We're going to see Mariska's line come on now, as well as Max Lowe's line for New Canaan.
And Schwind is out there, so, no punishment for either Hardin or Schwind this period. They're able to play even strength now.
Yeah, Hardin, Kropf, and Schwind all out on the ice right now. So the punishments from that fight have since been revoked, and all players are out back on the ice.
Face-off now in the Darien zone. Let's see what Max Lowe can do with it. Maybe win it back to Hardin, go D-to-D, and let Elliot Croft let loose and put Bryce Leiden in front of the net. Generate a scoring chance for the Rams. Shot Hardin. Behind the net, here's now Bryce Leiden. Off the boards, Del Carmine. Errant pass, Kilroy is going to chip that one out. That almost hits the student section there.
Yeah, it looks like they're kind of cheering for a delay of game penalty, but unfortunately this is not the NHL. We don't really have those in high school hockey. And, he was trying to glass that out of the zone. A lot of pressure from Bryce Leiden.
Yeah, well, as you were saying, if that was the NHL, obviously that would be called delay of game. But then again, this is high school hockey. Lowe tries to win that back. He's tied up. Croft unable to keep that one in the zone, but here comes Mariska. Oh, great forecheck there. No penalty called. Mariska is just speed like lightning. That kid is fast.
Yeah, but so is Elliot Croft, right? We talk about him. What he lacks in size, he makes up for in speed. And that Rams whole bench there really wanted a tripping penalty, and it looked for a second like they might have gotten it, but refs decided to let him play on as they should in this, big, high-caliber matchup.
You can really see Bryce Leiden kind of buzzing around the offensive zone here early. He's been getting a ton of pressure underneath their goal line and really creating a ton of opportunities, almost just completely by himself. One-man forecheck early.
Oh, blocked. Shot goes wide. Net goes way off there. I believe that was Mark McNamara on the shot. Keith goes flying into the net. That's got to hurt a bit.
Yeah, McNamara also looked like he looked like he got tripped up there for a second by maybe Jack Kroll.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, he just kind of slipped. His skate hit the ice wrong or something.
Kroll looked to play the body on that one, and I think it was just the result of a hard play from both sides that, McNamara's a big kid. He just, after that shot kind of takes that hip check from Kroll and slides into the net.
First line back on for New Canaan, as is for the Rams. or as is for the Wave, sorry. Jack Kroll cuts back, moves it through the neutral zone. Taking off the puck there. Here's Roby on the forecheck, not quite able to get there. Persinger now. Icing called there on Persinger. He was under maybe too much pressure and not quite able to get control of that.
Yeah, Connor McNamara actually bumped Dossler Kroll coming around the net, so the net looked to come off its pegs there, but fortunately enough for the Rams' possession, the net was able to stay there, and they have a face-off coming up here.
Yeah, but we're seeing a bunch of huge hits into the board so far, right? A lot of enforcers out on this ice today, really just hitting players, and right, the rivalry, it all comes out on the ice.
Oh, great body there by Braden Roby. Not able to keep his footing on the puck. Elders cuts in. That shot goes way wide.
Both teams doing a great job of pinching on that blue line, keeping the puck in. I really noticed that both the Rams and the Wave have done a great job of just, keeping one defenseman high in the neutral zone and then one pinching on that blue line to maintain a lot of possession.
Yeah, no, I don't know about Coach MacBud, but Coach Clark Jones definitely preaches that over and over again in his practices. Low now to take the face-off against Gardner Eli. Low tied up there. Harden wins the foot race. Gonna bang that one over to Croft. Lyden now with it. Lyden cuts wide. Gets hit.
Little bit of retaliation there from Lyden on the hit. Just a solid hip check from Tarrant. But both players very aggressive. We mentioned Lyden just a couple moments ago.
Oh! Chase Harden lays the body. We're going to get a penalty on that, though.
Yeah, that was a charging for sure.
Yeah.
Took way too many strides coming into that hit. Did not slow down at all. Just the definition of a charge there. But, I do like the physicality there from Harden. Unfortunately, he just took way too many strides coming in there and leveled the Darien player.
Basically took the words right out of my mouth. That's a good energy booster, but he's going to have to serve time in the box for that.
Yeah, that was, that's Harden being an enforcer right there, right? Time and time again, we've already talked about him. He had that fighting penalty, and, that charging is just another one added to the long list. But still, outstanding hit from Harden. That was huge. He really laid the boom there. And, even though Darien does get a power play off of it, that still does give the Rams some momentum, seeing one of their players absolutely body a Darien player.
You definitely do not want to give the Wave a look on the power play this year. They've been very good on the power play so far this season. But like you said, Chase Harden just being an enforcer, trying to get that momentum back, definitely something you would like to see out of more Rams players thus far.
As we're going to get to see Darien's power play get to work. Taken along the half wall. Kilroy now walks the point, shoots, deflected in front, puck is loose. That's going to go nowhere.
Yeah,
That's a great play there by Kroll.
Kilroy took the shot there a bit too early. Maybe we needed a little bit more puck movement there from the Wave, but able to clean it up in the defensive zone.
Schwinn now taking it out of his own zone. Cuts up the middle, going to feed that one off to Mariska. Mariska accelerates, dumps that one off back. Maxwell is going to get there.
The Wave trying to set up in the umbrella power play here. As you see, 1 point man up top in Tarrant. And then you kind of have Schwinn slumping down a little bit with Mariska over on the left half board.
Yeah, and the point of that power play, they're trying to get New Canaan to, sink in. 2-on-1 now. Oh, that's a great defensive play there by Schwinn, laying flat on the ice. And New Canaan not quite able to make much of that. Easy glove save there by Haggerty.
Yeah, like you said, the point of the umbrella setup is to manipulate that top point forward, kind of stretch them out and get a look from either, that top point player or the half board. But, New Canaan doing a really good job of just containing Darien so far.
You have Schwinn up top. You're going to want to get your two guys to, guard the guys on the wing so that Schwinn can just let one loose and hope for screens in front of the net, hopefully get a deflection on Pickering.
Yeah, and just going back to that Max Lowe opportunity, shorthanded there, right? Max Lowe looked for, I believe it was Bauer Gamble, right, across the crease, and Schwind, outstanding job just laying on the ice. It looked like it hit off the helmet of Schwind, right? So barely stopping that New Canaan from potentially getting a shorthanded goal.
Yeah, and like you guys said, the shorthanded offensive play by the Rams really just kills this power play completely. As, you know, you mentioned Max Lowe just took up a lot of time creating offense in the offensive zone there.
Yeah, Darien unable to convert there on that power play. Something very unlikely of them, as all season we've seen their power play been pretty strong. As Crofts tries to bang that one out of the zone, he's not quite able to do that. Lowe now, back cuts. Able to get that one out. Strong forecheck there, Bryce Leiden laying the body on Michael Niffen. Neutral zone pass, Lancaster taken off the puck by Croft. Croft now again tries to lay the body. Lancaster feeds that one in front. Errant pass there to Kilroy.
Yeah, that pressure by Leiden just time and time again is really disrupting the points this period and, you know, kind of disrupting the breakout as well, as we just saw.
Yes, here's Del Carmine. Del Carmine peeking the forecheck. Rams running a 1-2-2, it seems like. Kept in by Roby. Fitzpatrick makes a move. Oh, now we got a 3-on-2 now for the Wave. Schwinn cuts central. It poked off the puck, however. And now here comes New Canaan. Fitzpatrick cuts central. Shoots backhand, poked off the puck there by Connor Kilroy. But here's Roby in front to Doster Kroll. Spins around. Oh, that's a great save there by Haggerty. Puck's loose. Shot off the blocker of Haggerty.
Finley Haggerty with 3 amazing saves right there. Really had no help in front. He's just able to scramble and find a way to get in front of those shots.
Lets one loose. Kroll, blocker save, and we finally get a whistle here. That was a chaotic 30 seconds to 1 minute as we got some extracurriculars in front of the net. Haggerty's standing on his head.
Those are game-changing plays there from Haggerty. I mean, you see Mason Pickering make those plays all the time, but, you know, Haggerty is also able to make those plays where, you know, it seems like the Wave is down and out, and Haggerty just slides across, gets in front of that Jack Kroll shot. I believe it was Jack Kroll. And just so much chaos in front that Haggerty really had no help. He just such a talented goalie to make those seemingly impossible saves.
Yeah, especially that third save there off the recovery on that slap shot.
Yeah, Jack Kroll from right in the slot there. He really had an opportunity to get something done there. And then Kroll slipped after that shot, and it left the Wave with a 3-on-1 opportunity, and Cam Leiden did an outstanding job just poking the puck away and getting it back to the Rams.
Oh, yeah. That shot almost hit Henry Stein, our cameraman, down in the neutral zone.
We're noticing, too, guys, right, like a lot of transition hockey. There is not an established offensive zone possession yet. It's just a ton of, you know, transition hockey where both teams have, you know, odd man rushes back and forth, back and forth. That's been the theme of this period, really.
I only can agree with that statement, Will, as here comes New Canaan. Through the neutral zone, Max Lowe not quite able to get there. Bryce Leiden, however, does. McNamara is going to feed that one out. Mariska, great puck control there. Almost a high stick call, not quite able to get that. Harden bodied off the puck there, potential interference call. Oh, but here comes Tony Del Carmine. Keeps it wide, tries to control, shot off the shoulder of Haggerty. That almost went over. Oh. Great body there by McNamara again, showing his physical prowess.
Yeah, and that Del Carmine opportunity, right? Tony Del Carmine had 2 goals against Darien last season. Actually, 3 goals, sorry, my bad. He had 1 in that 3-3 tie, 1 in that 4-1 win here at the Darien Ice House. Or actually, sorry, no, it was 2. It was just 2. But Del Carmine also got injured in that first game against Darien, so he's got a storied history against this team, only being a sophomore. But you know Del Carmine wants to net another one against Darien at the Rams' home, Darien Ice House.
Played aside. Oh, Fitzpatrick covers that one in front. I believe Haggerty got his pad on that. Ref blowing no goal. Haggerty with another amazing save.
Another amazing save is right, as he just gets down in the splits. You know, he's a stand-up goalie, right? Usually doesn't get in that low butterfly position, but he gets down the splits there and just kicks that left pad out. Gavin Fitzpatrick on his patented wraparound that he uses a lot, watching him play. You know, Haggerty just beats him with quickness there. Another great save.
Yeah, as you're saying, Pickering, he's more of a hybrid type goalie, so he's used to making those plays. Haggerty, no, it's impressive to see him, you know, get down in the butterfly and stretch out. Lancaster now shoots. That one's going to be blocked by Cam Lydon. Great back check.
Yeah, and you talk about Fitzpatrick and Haggerty on the wraparound. Fitzpatrick netted the 2-1 goal against Darien at Martiri Family Arena last year in that quarterfinal game, which would prove to be the game winner for the Rams on a wraparound. So Haggerty got the best of him this time, although it almost looked, right, Fitzpatrick was pointing at it. It looked like he almost forced the puck in, right? He was pushing that skate and that pad of Haggerty into the goal, and it looked like it probably could have been called a goal, and, you know, fans wouldn't disagree.
Fitzpatrick almost had a chance there on that cut. Not quite able to get something out of it, as here comes Darien now in the New Canaan zone. Bodies being thrown around. Elliot Croft standing his ground.
You know, there's so much physicality in this game and just errant plays by both teams that it's so hard to keep up with, you know, maybe delayed penalties or debatable calls, because it's just all over the place right now.
It's always happening.
Yep.
Rogan Lowe takes some time. He's going to look central. Elliot Croft with time to shoot. He does. Shot on net. Great pad save there by Haggerty. Kept in. Harden to Lowe. Lowe to Gamble. Gamble cycles that one in. Thompson not quite able to get there. Good pinch there by Croft. That's going to go wide. Here's Dylan Leibel.
Great chip from Weibel there.
And Chase Harden, way to play that puck and force it off the stick of Weibel, ending the opportunity.
Yeah, Weibel obviously,
break opportunity,
Weibel obviously a big body on this Darien team, and Harden just played that perfectly to get him off the puck. As another puck goes out of play, we're going to get some line changes there for New Canaan and the Wave as well.
Yeah, you like to see that chip from Weibel because, you know, New Canaan's done a really good job of keeping the puck in the offensive zone on those point pinches, and Weibel just, you know, finally the Wave get the puck out of the zone on that chip, so something you really need to focus on if you're a Wave forward right now.
Face off in the New Canaan zone is going to be won back by Lowe. Kroll feeds that one up to Lydon, Lydon to his brother. Bryce Lydon now applying pressure, keeps that one in the zone. Del Carmine looking back, not quite able to get a stick on that one. Del Carmine now on the forecheck, great body, he's on the puck.
Oh my.
Ooh, body there laid by Lydon as Haggerty's going to stop the play there with his glove.
Lydon really throws a lot of nasty checks. All of them clean. He finishes his hit. He's just a huge kid. And, you know, he uses that speed he has to his advantage, really finishing those checks in the corners. Very intimidating player. It seems like a lot of players do not want to get hit by him right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's a very big body in front of the net. His net front presence is huge, as is his forecheck, and he's just a great all-around systems player on this New Canaan team.
Yeah, Bryce Lydon, right. I mean, he's one of those guys. He plays lacrosse. He's a 4-star committed to play at Michigan in just 2 years, right? The junior for this Rams team. And you'll see him in lacrosse. You'll see him in hockey. He'll lay the boom whenever there's an opportunity.
Cam Lydon now keeps that one in the zone. Mariska now. Bodied off the puck by Bryce Lydon. Bryce Lydon applying forecheck, not quite able to keep that one on his stick. Jack Kroll, Mariska laying an open ice hit there on Jack Kroll.
A little bit different period here. A lot of chances, just no goals thus far, but, you know, the goaltending has been great this period, as we've seen both goalies make a ton of dynamic saves.
Yeah, that great goaltending has another great save there by Pickering. Looks like we have some words exchanged in front of Pickering's crease. Looks like some players on the ground, maybe.
Well, there was, you know, a little bit of shoving.
Yeah.
That turned into the goal getting pushed off the sticks, and Another scruffle, which we're seeing, right? We didn't see really anything like this in any of last year's 3 matchups. And then we've already seen, you know, 1 fight break out and 1 fight nearly break out just there. So, you know, definitely a lot more intensity this year between these 2 teams. Both of them going for gold. They both really want to win the state championship this year. It's really state championship or bust for both of these teams.
Face off in the New Canaan zone is won back by Darien. Elders chips that one in deep. Elders now body off the puck by Harden. Now here comes Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick now moves wide, uses his body, cuts back, not quite able to control that. He had one hand on his stick there.
Yeah, that corner, a lot of players have been slipping there. I mean, it could possibly just be the ice or just coincidence, but that corner for both teams has been kind of a, you know, point of just where players are trying to escape turn and just slip automatically, it feels like.
Harden now with time. He has Kroll, who's going to use him. Kroll tried to chip that one between his legs. That one went awry. Harden with a great pinch there. That one's going to be put into the zone. Chipped around back. Elliott Croft stays home, doesn't pinch there. D to Cam Lyden. Lyden tries to go central. That one's going to be picked off.
Yeah, Thurlow creating a turnover there. One of the first-year players for the Wave. Really fast player and, you know, one of the few underclassmen that gets time on this team as a forward.
And now Rogan Lowe handles. Fitzpatrick in front, and Duster Kroll scores. The Rams are up 3-2, and wow, what a goal there by Duster Kroll in front. Great feed there by Gavin Fitzpatrick, and overall just a great team goal. The Rams are now up against Darien here, 3-2.
Yeah, it looks like a miscommunication in front. As you said, really good play by Duster Kroll. But Hegarty and his defenseman, or forward, I should say, Ely, just not able to get on the same page there. You know, missing assignment as, you know, Kroll is not picked up there. There's no stick lift at all. And, you know, Kroll just really, you know, gets another free goal there as no one was covering him, and he's just able to tip that in.
Yeah, and it almost looked like Ely was the one that tipped it in, right? I mean, he was right in front there. And I think, you know, they're going to credit it to Duster Kroll, his second of the night. But Ely, very late getting there, and he had to get his stick in the way, which could have ended up being detrimental for this team if it was Ely tipping it in instead of Kroll.
Yeah, Kroll, that's his 10th goal on the season, his second of the night. So Kroll has reached double-digit goals for, I believe, what is it, the 3rd time in his career?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Potentially 4th, if I'm not quite sure his freshman year statistics, but definitely these past 3 years, Kroll has been a staple on this Rams squad.
Lyden now shoots that one in deep. Haggerty is not going to elect to play that one. We're going to get an icing, and Darien with a chance to retaliate with 90 seconds left in this game in the New Canaan zone.
Yeah, we mentioned Kroll a ton, but with due respect, I mean, he always seems to show up in these big games against Darien, Notre Dame, West Haven. You know, he always headlines the stats, just consistently putting up points year in and year out. And you mentioned he's been on this team since freshman year.
Harden now. Gonna try and lay body. He does just that. In the corner, Harden with it again. Troy now cycles that one low. Troy still with the puck, as that's taken out by Kroll. That one is, I believe, into the Zamboni area. That one's chipped out. As we're going to get another stoppage of play here. Darien electing to change their lines. New Canaan says, nope, never mind. New Canaan's going to change late.
Yeah, I've noticed that, you know, Darien really needs to allow their forwards to kind of cycle in the offensive zone and just, you know, play more conservative on defense, because these forwards have not gotten a lot of opportunities on Pickering this period, and it's really cost them that their possession time is down as a whole.
Face off now in the neutral zone is one forward by Lyden. A minute left in this second period. New Canaan up by 1, hoping they can carry this into the break.
Yeah, but I mean, Caden, you you jinxed it last time with Roby's goal.
I
coming
did,
with 30
you're right.
seconds left, so, you can never be too sure.
Kept in by Mariska. Oh, great pass there.
Schwinn with the goal.
Top corner. Great forehand to backhand move. And we're all tied up here with 30 seconds left.
And I mentioned in the pregame, right, Elder's moving without the puck. Well, Schwinn's another guy that can move without the puck. And that backdoor cut completely catches the defense off guard there as Mariska and Schwinn have had great chemistry since last year. Mariska just catches Schwinn streaking towards that back post. Obviously not a great pass, but Schwinn corrals it and gets to his backhand for that, in tight goal there.
Yeah, so we're all tied up here. 6 goals scored so far, as this is going to be a thriller third period for sure, as we'll see what team's able to come out on top. Kept in the Darien zone. Darien hoping for another one to come out of this period, leading 4-3. Gamble chips that one up. Jack Thompson, one more chance here for the Rams. Thompson trying to toe drag, goes wide. Rogan Lowe shoots. That one sails over the net. As here comes James Troy with 8 seconds left, streaking up the side. He's going to be body off the puck.
Bauer Gamble just laid the boom on Troy there.
A
right
great
into
hit
the
there
boards.
by Bauer Gamble as we're out of time here. One more period to play, potentially overtime if this score stays the same. We're all tied up here, and that was a different second period than the first one, but we got some goals there in the second half.
Yeah, 2 things I noticed on both goals. It's just purely missing assignments. You can't leave Schwinn on that back post line streaking there. You got to pick him up, and same with Dosser Kroll, man. I mean, both these players kind of headline these teams in goals and assists, and you you have to match up with them shift in and shift out, or goals are going to happen.
Yeah, both those players, good key players on these teams. We're going to come back in just about 10 minutes to give you the final period of action here at Darien Ice House. We're all tied up at 3. New Canaan versus Darien.
The Darien Foundation was founded in 1998 by Richard and Maureen Chilton, and the thesis behind that founding was to bring technology to the Darien public school systems. And that launched us, and that got us going, and through technology and capital project initiatives, we've now funded over $5.5 million over the last 24 years to build a better Darien.
Our board really likes to get involved and assist the partners that we collaborate with, whether it's a grant for a youth project or a grant from a community service, schools, the police. Often they come to us with ideas that we help them bring to fruition.
The Darien Foundation recently awarded the Darien Police Department 2 grants. One was for laser shot and the other for Faro technology. Laser shot technology is based on decision making. It may come down to using their firearm, but in reality, we would like them to talk the situation down where you use less lethal force, and this program allows us to do that.
Police drop the gun!
Faro technology gives us a 360-degree view, catching all the points we need to catch in our accident scene. It also takes a lot less time. This allows us to open up roads, get traffic flowing a lot quicker than we ever used to be able to. We can also map the inside of buildings. We can use it at outdoor crime scenes, indoor crime scenes. It's really used for a plethora of investigations. It's a tool that most other departments may not have their hands on just yet, and thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have that technology.
At Home in Darien is a nonprofit organization that helps senior citizens to remain living independently in their home and in the community. We provide important services to help them do so, such as transportation. Thanks to the Darien Foundation, we have this amazing new van, and we are so excited about it and what it'll do for the community.
From all standpoints, this is going to be a real improvement in the services we provide, both in terms of safety and comfort. The Darien Foundation is important to the community in the scope that they reach out to answer needs.
Post 53 is the town's ambulance service. We respond to over 1,600 emergency calls a year. We're a vital service that has been here for 51 years. The technology upgrades provided by the Darien Foundation has been a game changer for us. It's allowed us to improve our training. It has helped us hone our skills. You don't know how important an ambulance is until you actually need it. Thanks to our partnership with the Darien Foundation, who's provided all this technology and several grants throughout the years, we're able to continue to be prepared, to be well-trained and well-staffed, to respond 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever you need it.
The Darien Foundation is really excited to be able to launch a new program for the Darien schools, which will benefit students K through 12 in all 7 schools. This is the new robotics program, which will be an extracurricular opportunity for students to build robots, compete against other leagues, and collaborate together.
Our robotics program is going to benefit students in so many ways. In regular classes, students are always looking for the right answer, that there's only one way to answer something. Robotics is completely different. In robotics, you learn that there are multiple solutions to every problem. You learn that you have these obstacles that you have to overcome. You have to really be a creative problem solver. And most importantly, you need to persevere.
Early on in the process, the Darien Foundation reached out to administration and the offer to provide funding for a project, and it just dovetailed beautifully to the goals of the strategic plan. I look forward to continue to work closely with the Darien Foundation, both on this project and other projects down the line.
We welcome ideas for possible grants. We'd like to do grants that promote and strengthen our community. Sometimes it's from an organization, sometimes it's from our emergency service partners, or it's from the Darien Public Schools. One of our most popular grants, which was the Playground by the Sound, came to us from 4 Darien moms who said, let's get together and figure out how to build this.
Thanks to the generosity of our board members and officers, every dollar you give to the Darien Foundation goes directly to the grants that we're supporting. I invite all of you to help us move our community further and support the Darien Foundation.
DAF Media is actively seeking financial support. Founded in 2017, DAF Media has quickly become Southwestern Connecticut's source for quality sports, arts, and community programming. If you like what you see on the DAF Media Network and want to help us continue to deliver high-quality broadcasts while teaching lifelong STEM, communication, organization, and leadership skills, please email us at sponsor@dafmedia.org. We are a registered 501c3 organization.
We're back here for one final period of action. We're all even. Up at 3 at the Darien Ice House, New Canaan and Darien. This has been a pretty even match so far. Very physical, very fast, very demanding. But both teams have really, stood up to the task.
Yeah, I mean, this New Canaan team, right, we knew coming in they were a very offensive-minded team, right? The 3 goals on the board in only 2 periods shows that. But the defensive unit for this Rams team really, has been a little lackluster, right? So, if I'm Coach Clark Jones, I'm really honing in on that defense in the locker room, coaching them up, telling them what to do in certain situations, right? Mason Pickering, right, you've got to get his morale up a little bit, get some good saves. But this Rams team, they definitely got potential to close it out here.
Yeah, and a lot of the goals have just been complete breakout plays from either team. It's going to be important for both teams to just, kind of play more conservative. A lot of times these defensemen are getting lost and just, on that Schwing goal, for example, he was just able to sneak behind that back defenseman and get a goal there. But a lot of these goals just, poor defensive play, as you alluded to, PJ.
Puck taken up the side there by Elders. Cuts back. He's trying to find
Russell Tarrant, number 11.
Yeah. I tried to find him there, just a little errant pass. Played in front to Doster Kroll, not quite able to get to him. Harden dumps that one in deep. Kroll pursuing around the net. He's not quite able to get there. Kept in by Harden with his skate. Played in front. Errant pass. Now here comes Darien with it. Harden with time. Croft feeds that one up.
And that's tipped, so there will be no icing as well.
Yeah, no icing on that play. Mariska trying to get it out. He does just that. Kroll uses delayed offsides to the Rams' advantage. Rams get some time to regroup. So does Darien. And what it looks like
Tony Del
Carmine ran into the net down at their by the crease.
I think he just lost his footing a little bit, coming around the net. Sometimes that happens where the ice isn't as fresh. And that'll just be a simple face-off replacement there. Nothing too errant called.
Yeah, as Darien, pretty flawed breakout there. That kind of saved them. As here comes Darien again. Kroll electing not to pinch. Cam Lyden now. Oh, Pickering with some quick thinking as we get some extracurriculars in front of the net.
Yeah, you don't want to go at Mark McNamara. He's standing at about 6'6", maybe 6'8" on skates. So, I mean, if you're trying to push him around there, it's probably not going to do you much justice because he's a big kid committed to Penn State for lacrosse, a 4-star.
Yeah, and Cam Lyden, right, he's one of those high IQ players for this Rams team. And I think he realized as soon as he turned around and saw who he was messing with, he used his brain and kind of realized, I should de-escalate this situation as fast as possible.
Oh, well, here comes Bryce Lyden trying to control the puck, and he's not quite able to get something with that. He had 2 defenders on him. Great play nonetheless.
Lyden's just been all over the place this game. As, we've talked about him quite a lot. Just very fast, very aggressive player. And, forechecking there, he's able to get, one of his first great opportunities of the game.
Kept in by Darien, delayed offsides. Jack Kroll goes D with Cam Lyden. Lyden off the glass. That one's going to cream out as we're going to get perhaps a line change by both Darien and New Canaan.
Yeah, that's not the first time that's happened. Just trying to get it off the glass there and, just sails into the student section. But, Darien and New Canaan applying really good pressure so far this period, and it looks like there could be some goals in store for us.
Face-off won by Rogan Lowe. Chase Harden. D. That one's going to be kept in the zone there by Darien. Elders with it low. Bodied off the puck by Harden. Harden electing not to take that one any further there as both players get off each other rather quickly. Played in. Easy pad save there.
But that's just the tenacity of Harden coming into play there, right? He saw an open opportunity to lay the boom, right? He's an enforcer, as we've talked about earlier. And you know, he's just one of those guys that as soon as he sees an opportunity, he pounces on it.
Yeah, it looked like the puck was gone there, so maybe a late hit. But, I mean, as you mentioned, Harden is that type of player to where he's going to take that shot any chance he gets, really, and that's what he brings to this team. And, you know, that's the kind of guy you love to have on a team, that tough physical kid who just, you know, really creates that momentum change.
Yeah, again, that's why he's on that team. Slap shot by Kroll is going to go a bit awry. Kept in by Leiden. Mariska now takes it to the neutral zone. Schwinn was trying to get a stretch pass going. Mariska cuts back, played in front, shot there by Samame, and that's not quite able to go where he wanted it to.
Yeah, and you saw the whole New Canaan student section there practically dive out of the way. Everyone, you know, their hearts jumped a beat, but, you know, maybe that's just Darien trying to get back at the New Canaan section for all the heckling. But, you know, Darien, way to just, you know, clear that puck out of play.
Roby ties up his guy there on the face-off. We're going to get
New Canaan student threw the puck back onto the ice there.
So that's why there's a stoppage in play. Wow. All right, so we're going to get a second go at the face-off here. Braden Roby again.
Both teams, you know, tied 3-3. They've kind of shortened the bench a little bit, just cycling line 1, line 2 thus far this period. You have Kroll's line with Roby and Fitzpatrick against Samame's line with Mariska and Schwinn. So.
And Bill Brown getting a little verbal there with the student section after that puck was thrown back onto the ice.
Yeah, I mean, the students, right, they're here to have fun, enjoy the game, but you can't interfere with the game in any way. So I think both student sections there kind of got a warning, but if it happens again, I believe, you know, some form of penalty will be assessed to their respective teams.
Yeah. Played along the half wall. Braden Roby going to try and forecheck. Darien now with a chance to break out. They're not going to be able to do that.
Stick
goes flying. Schwinn not quite able to control that puck. Cuts back. Bodied there by Cam Leiden. That's going to get the student section riled up.
That looked like a boarding.
That's what I was going to say, too.
His numbers were turned, and, you know, Leiden, I'm guessing his intentions were not to board Schwinn there, but he just hit him right in the back of the numbers, and Schwinn was looking for a call when he got up.
But I think it also, right, the Rams kind of got gypped there on an opportunity. Braden Roby's stick went flying in the air, and it looked like that could have been called for a penalty. The puck wasn't even near, and it seemed like some Darien player just kind of, you know, gave him a little stick lift.
Ooh, and that one was played in front there. Del Carmine not quite able to get a goal there. Perhaps the best opportunity we've seen out of the Rams this period. Tie up along the half wall. The Rams are going to win that battle, and now Bryce Leiden goes into the corner. Del Carmine supporting him. Max Lowe playing the F3 position here on this forecheck, surveying the high slot, and that one is going to stay in play. Here comes Leiden now again with it, not quite able to make that much. Now Darien. Picked off.
Yeah, that was a bit of a suicide pass there, as you know, Lancaster didn't have his head up in the right direction. He could have gotten his head taken off there.
Yeah, especially me being a defenseman. You're never taught to, you know, dump that one up the middle because you can't risk, you know, having someone like that F3 there in the high slot being able to pick that off and just let one go. Cross-ice pass interrupted there. Elliot Croft tried to make that happen. Now here comes Darien. McNamara pressuring Rogan Lowe on that one. Rogan Lowe able to win that battle. Now here comes Darien up the side. Taken away by Rogan Lowe. Rogan Lowe now with one man to beat. Shoots off the chest of Haggerty. Rogan Lowe again. Not quite able to get that one. Haggerty a little shaken up by that shot.
Yeah, another desperation save from Haggerty as, you know, Rogan Lowe is able to follow up his shot, get the rebound, and kind of catches Haggerty off guard.
Bauer Gamble shoots that one. That's going to be blocked. Gamble pinned up against the wall.
Yeah, and that looked a little, right? Gamble got held up against the wall for a good 10 seconds there. Referees did not decide to step in, but that, you know, had potential to be kind of just like an unsportsmanlike kind of thing. But going back to that Rogan Lowe opportunity, right, when you talk about this Rams team and you hear the name Lowe, you immediately think the captain Max, but his little brother Rogan, right, coming up right behind him, only a sophomore, and he's getting some really good minutes on this team here, really developing well for this team, and he had opportunities there to potentially net a goal for this Rams team.
Fitzpatrick along the half wall, going to win that battle. Ties up his man. Jack Kroll lets one loose, not quite on net. Chipped out by Mariska. He was trying to get something going there to Schwinn.
Yeah, that's got to be like the 4th time that's happened this game. I mean, both teams trying to use the glass to their advantage. It looks like they had Schwinn deep there trying to headman him and get him going through the neutral zone, but, you know, gladly looks like everybody's okay.
Yeah,
Face off in the Darien zone now.
They might need to add a little bit of extra netting along that side right there, you know, to protect the fans.
And that one's played in front. Puck is still loose. Darien now able to break that one out. Mariska, that one didn't go where his stick wanted it to. Back into the Darien zone. Buchanan applying light pressure on the forecheck there, still running a 1-2-2. We played in front to Fitzpatrick. Tries to get him on the backhand, spins around, shoots, and that one's deflected wide. Fitzpatrick again, not quite able to make something of that. Kroll spins, keeps that one in the zone. Doster-Kroll now with it. On his backhand, forehand, shoots, and that one, I believe, goes out of play.
Yeah, it looked like it got deflected off the stick, maybe of Hegarty, or maybe just deflected by a Darien player, but went into the ceiling, dropped back into play. Obviously can't have that. So Rams get a face-off in their offensive zone.
Yeah, this period overall just has a completely different feeling than the first 2 periods. Everything has kind of slowed down, you know, a lot. I feel like both teams are getting a bit tired, a lot less physical play, and just more skilled hockey going on here as we're still at a standstill thus far.
Yeah, Will, at this point in the game, it just comes down to who wants it more. Shot, Harden in front, low, and that one's going to be saved. Harden uses his body there, and that's a great play to take Lancaster off the puck. Troy keeping relentless pressure behind the net.
Give and go.
Back up to Troy. Ooh, Pickering was kind of caught off guard there. It took him a second to pressure, get off of his right leg, and get his pad on that puck. That was a good chance there by James Troy to, you know, put the wave up.
Yeah, that was a set play from Lancaster there, the captain. You know, he sees Troy coming out from the corner, you know, kind of undetected. And, you know, they have that chemistry, you know, being on a line for so long that, you know, Lancaster gives them that look to the front of the net, and it's a give and go right on his stick for a chance.
But also great job there by Elliot Croft to stop that opportunity by getting a stick in the way and kind of freezing the puck right in front of Pickering so he could just freeze that puck.
Kroll fed up. That one did not go where he wanted it to go. We're going to get an icing called on New Canaan, so Darien now going to have a chance in their zone to, you know, make something happen and get up. Sellout crowd here tonight's been pretty vocal, I'd have to say.
You know,
especially that one instance where the puck was thrown back onto the ice.
And if I remember correctly, you know, one of these games last year was tied 3-3. We did get to see an overtime period, just one overtime period before the tie. The score was 3-3, so it kind of makes you wonder, you know, with 7 minutes left here, what could happen in this game? It's incredible.
Yeah, that was the first meeting of these two teams last season. New Canaan was wearing their whites and Darien wearing their black, so, you know, the stars aligning for potential overtime here at the Darien Ice House.
Lowe now with the face-off, taken out of the zone by Jack Thompson. Thompson able to regain the puck. He's going to drift across the zone, shoots that one. That one's going to go wide.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to use the defenseman as a screen there as he was, you know, kind of toe-dragging that puck to the middle.
Jack Kroll with pressure on his back. Mariska, or sorry, not Mariska, that's Schwinn. Kroll to Leiden. Leiden toe drags. He's going to feed that one up to Lowe. Not quite able to get that one in deep. Body laid there by McNamara. Ooh. That one deflects. Coach Ryan Haggerty for the Rams, no relation to Finley Haggerty, the goalie for Darien, is going to catch that one.
Yeah, it looked like it hit off the shoulder of McNamara there. So, but I mean, obviously McNamara, a huge guy for this Darien team, right? I'm sure that puck straight to the shoulder didn't even phase him.
Face off now. That one's going to be won by Roby. Fitzpatrick plays that one in deep. Fitzpatrick turning around. Kroll now with it in front. Harden struggling to keep that one in as the Rams will now regroup in the neutral zone. Kroll with time. Harden, that one's going to be deflected back. High sticking call there.
That's
going to get the crowd riled up.
Yeah. I'm reluctant to comment on that, call from the ref there, but I don't know if that stick was necessarily high.
It could have gone 50-50 either way.
More of a hand-eye coordination play there, but definitely, as you said, could have gone 50-50.
Yeah, also quite, uncharacteristic of these referees. Typically those 50-50 calls in this game today, they're just letting the teams play, but, a little controversial there. Probably should have, just remained, leaving play to be played.
Puck carried in through the neutral zone by Darien. Lancaster pressuring Leiden. Leiden escapes. Kept in the zone. Chipped off the wall by Cam Leiden. Elders going to play that one back. Icing is going to be called by the referees, so now New Canaan with a chance in the Darien zone to make something happen.
Yeah, and what I'm noticing this period, Caden, is that, the first two periods we saw a lot of tape-to-tape passes, really crisp, organized offense, and this period we're seeing a lot of sloppy hockey. It looks like the hitting and physical play has gotten both of these teams pretty fatigued at this point.
Yeah, it's going to be, like all coaches say, it comes down to the third period, and this is definitely what it comes down to this game. It's about who wants it more, and we're going to see that especially in these last 5 minutes. Puck played into the Darien zone. Leiden on the forecheck. Not quite able to get there. Here's Max Lowe. Max Lowe goes around the net. He has help in front. Cam Leiden shoots up high. That puck is gloved by Haggerty. Haggerty showing great poise there. Drops down, an easy glove save. Makes it look routine.
Yeah, like you said, great poise there. I mean, he's seeing that shot from the point through a screen and just able to kind of track that shot somehow, just kind of guessing, almost like a soccer goalie guesses on a PK, and just gets the glove out and saves that, because that was a really good opportunity for the Rams.
Yeah, and that shot from Cam Leiden, right, it looked like it was going high anyways, and then I saw a stick emerge from his brother Bryce, just kind of come in, really almost meet that puck. Bryce was just a second late, but if he had gotten there before Haggerty, then, he could have tipped it down, potentially got past Haggerty.
Puck kept in the Darien zone. Darien breaks out. Weibel puts that one. Sorry, that's not Weibel. That's McNamara. McNamara does that one in deep. Pickering's going to glove that one. And now there's been a lot of stoppages this period. I mean, it's been pretty sloppy hockey, Will, as you were saying. Not much. That organization has almost all but been lost in this third period.
Yeah, and it really comes down to the guys we've been talking about all game. Braden Roby, Fitzpatrick, Schwind. Those guys, at this point in the game, they have the power to really change this, these turnovers and sloppy plays around, because, coach is going to look to these guys in the crucial minutes of the game to really step up and make plays.
New Canaan with yet another icing, and Darien now with more time to, orchestrate something on their offense and get one in the back of the net. Braden Roby now to take the face-off. Elliot Lancaster opposes him. One to the side by Roby. Harden escapes out of pressure. Behind the net, he's going to look towards Kroll. That one's going to be kept in the zone, but Kroll is able to catch Darien defenseman Persinger off guard. Cuts back. Puck is loose in front. No one there to put it away. As here comes Darien now through the neutral zone. Lancaster bodied by Chase Harden.
Yeah, Harden just does a great job of separating the man from the puck there. That gap control, as we've talked about all game, stepping up on Elliot Lancaster there, taking that body. That's what Harden does best.
Oh,
Yeah,
Darien retaliates there. Doster Kroll taking off his feet there.
Lancaster,
by Griffin Samame.
Lancaster really wanted a penalty. He looked straight to the referee, and he was, moving his hands. He was like, how do you not call that? But in a game like this, I can understand why the referees did not call that. They're letting him play. Only 4 minutes left in the third period of action.
Croft bangs that one up to the ceiling, and so we're going to get a neutral zone face-off. 4 minutes good to go in regulation here, as the Rams will not change their lines. They'll change their D pair, but that line of Max Lowe remains out on the ice. Lyon on the forecheck.
It's almost like either team is just waiting for a mistake to be made, costly enough to really set up a great scoring opportunity, because right now on offense, just nothing's been going on for either team.
Yeah, as now New Canaan gets the face-off in the Darien zone off of that Darien icing. Let's see what they can do with it, as here comes that line of Rogan Lowe, Bauer Gamel, and Jack Thompson to make something happen. Mariska takes off through the neutral zone. Takes the puck wide, cuts back, shoots. Puck goes way wide there, kept in the zone, however, by Darien. Played out by New Canaan. Icing called by Haggerty. They're going to give that to Darien. So a lot of icing so far as well, if I can comment on that. I've seen like at least 5-6 icings so far in the third period.
Yeah. I was just about to say that, Caden. It's been all icings this period, just no possessions in the offensive zone.
Yeah, both these teams really exhausted and not quite able to, they don't have that spark they did in the first period. And I think it's due to that physicality, the demanding nature of especially this New Canaan-Darien rivalry game. Played out by Kroll. That one again goes out, so we're going to get another whistle. 3 minutes, 30 seconds left in this contest. We're tied at 3 here at Darien Ice House in this joint broadcast between DAF Media and NCTV.
Yeah, extremely scrappy play here, Caden, especially in these past couple minutes. We've had probably, for a total of a minute of game time, really like 6 or 7 stoppages. So these two teams really, it's extremely uncharacteristic of them, especially this Rams team. They might have only had two or three icing calls before this game this season.
Schwinn in front. That puck takes a deflection, but Pickering again shows his poise, and he's going to glove that one.
Yeah, it looked like Schwinn was dragging that puck to the middle, trying to use one of those defensemen as a screen, and like you said, I believe it hit Cam Lydon on the way in. So, may have helped Pickering, because Pickering was in that butterfly already and was able to track it down since it came to the middle.
Exactly, as here's Roby against Elders to take the face-off. Elders is going to win that one, however, Harden right on that. Another icing now from New Canaan.
Yeah, what the Rams really, it looks like they're trying to, win the face-off, get it back to a guy like Chase Harden or Elliot Croft. Then the defenseman will send it around the boards, and Doster Kroll or Gavin Fitzpatrick, really what we're seeing these guys do is cut up nearly to the penalty box for their respective team.
Like a jailbreak pass.
Yeah, exactly. And then, Kroll would meet him up there, or meet the puck up there, my apologies, and then just take off from there with a little bit of a fast break opportunity.
And now here comes Kroll. He's moving it cross ice to Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick now cuts wide, tries to shoot. That one goes awry. Croft pinches, keeps that one in. However, Darien moves it through the neutral zone. One-on-one now. One man to beat. Harden keeps his body. Lancaster not quite able to get what he wanted to on that.
Similar play happened earlier with Lancaster and Chase Harden. And, Harden wins that battle again as he does the same exact thing. Separates the man from the puck and limits Lancaster too.
Yeah, Chase Harden, especially on this New Canaan team, is one of the best defensemen at doing what you just said, Will, separating the man from the puck. And that's why, on a 1v1, he's a guy you can trust to be able to stop that and break up the play.
Yeah, Harden's one of those guys who has climbed through the ranks really early this season. He came and he was a healthy scratch in that first game of the season against, I believe it was Greenwich. And he's come all that way, He was a third-pair defenseman. And now he's coming in, being a second pair, splitting half the time with Cam Lydon and Jack Kroll.
Ooh, puck is loose in front. McNamara unable to do what he wanted to with that. That was a close call for Darien, as here's New Canaan up the side. Played in front by Lydon. Lydon, puck is loose. Max Lowe almost got something off on that. 120 seconds to go in this game.
Yeah.
As that puck is kept in by New Canaan.
If McNamara was able to get his stick on that second rebound chance that we saw closest to us, that looked like a wide open net, but thankfully the adjustment by the defense, getting to that puck just saves the possession for New Canaan and allows them to go down.
Exactly. And New Canaan almost had a good chance of their own there with Maxwell in front, ready to bang that one away. Face off now. That puck is moved through the neutral zone. Here comes Darien now. Jack Kroll tries to reverse that one. He's going to get caught up along the half wall. Here's Thompson now. Tries to get that one out. He's not going to be able to do that. Oh, misfire there. Elders almost able to feed that one in front to Troy. Shot in front. Puck is loose. Oh, that's a great play there by Jack Kroll to get that one out of the threat zone. James Troy was right there ready to bang that one away.
Elders was looking for a tip there in front of the net. And just, again, the Rams really, make that adjustment to get that puck out of the zone. They've been doing that all period flawlessly.
Here's Harden now being attacked by McNamara. A minute left in regulation here. Fitzpatrick now with it. Fitzpatrick cuts middle. Continues across the zone. Backhand shot. Haggerty stays poised and is able to save that one. We're going to get an icing call, I believe, for Darien. Yeah, so that's a huge icing call now. New Canaan, with less than a minute left, is going to get some time to cook something up in their own zone and hopefully net one.
Yeah, if the Rams can really organize a possession in their offensive zone and potentially get an opportunity for a guy like Gavin Fitzpatrick or Doster Kroll, maybe even Braden Roby, the Rams can net one, right? Their offense has had the potential to get one in this whole game, and if they're able to get one here, that could potentially play detrimental for the Darien Blue Wave.
Puck is played into the Darien zone. Roby now feeds that one up to Fitzpatrick. Back into the Darien zone. Persinger now with time. Persinger moves that central to McNamara. Chipped over. Gloved by Pickering. He's going to elect not to play that one. And so now with 20 seconds left, Darien gets a shot at winning this game.
And Coach Bud, he's switching up the lines yet again. He's going to put Mark McNamara with Jack Mariska and Charlie Schwind. And you see how that kind of changes things. You have a bigger player with two really speedy wings. And it's really been working to their benefit this period as they've created a ton of chances off that kind of chemistry combination.
Lowe now opposing Mariska on this faceoff. Lowe wins that one back.
Rams have their three captains, all three of them out on the ice right now as their forwards, Max Lowe as the center, and then Fitzpatrick and Doster Kroll at the wing. So you could tell that they're really playing some, offensive hockey, trying to get a late one.
And now with 10 seconds left, 2 seconds left. It looks like this game is headed into overtime here at the Ice House. And I mean, wow, this is eerily reminiscent of that first regular season game we saw these two teams play last year. Hopefully, however, this game we are able to see a winner.
Yeah,
as that game did end in a tie.
Caden, I mean, all the stars have aligned right now, right? 3-3 tie. The first meeting of these two teams at the Darien Ice House is headed to overtime. We have a 3-minute break right before the overtime period, so the teams can get rested and rejuvenated right before it. But, I mean, these two teams, right, what better way for a New Canaan-Darien game to end than overtime?
Yeah, remember, there are no ice cuts in between overtime in high school hockey, so just that 3 minutes is maybe for the coach, Mac Clark Jones, to draw something up, draw out a play. I believe it's also 5-on-5 here in high school hockey, so there's no 3-on-3, no room for that tricky stuff, the Michigan, as some may say. So the ice is still going to be as it was in a normal game. The ice is not going to be opened up. And so both these teams are still going to have to, use whatever they have left in the tank and make something happen.
And, like we alluded to earlier, there is only one overtime period. We're not going to be able to do this.
Founded in 2017,
time
Media
again.
has quickly
I believe there is a game
Southwestern
after this one as
Exactly.
well.
So, you have to keep up with the scheduling and high school hockey. Only one overtime period to determine the winner of this one. And, like last year, this could either be a tie or we could see a breakout opportunity like we've seen all game and, maybe a goal here.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I believe it is sudden death overtime, right? So first goal wins it, no matter if it's New Canaan or Darien.
And want to help us continue
I
to
mean,
deliver
the only
high-quality
instance where we
broadcasts while
would
teaching
get
lifelong
multiple
STEM,
overtime periods is
organization,
if this were a playoff game, which we did see at the Darien Ice House just 2 years back with the girls and the boys, the girls of New Canaan.
I believe that one went into 3 overtime.
Yeah, that one went to triple overtime, which saw New Canaan pull it out really late. But, these two teams, they're two of the best in the state. This is the pinnacle of high school hockey, and what better way for this game to end?
Yeah, both teams retreating out of their respective cages. A minute left in this break between overtime. And obviously, we got to look towards the goalies. Both of them got to be really fatigued right now, but they got to give everything they have left and, stand on their back and help these teams, whatever team ends up coming out victorious, if any.
Yeah, and, we've seen this all game long. These teams have really been an even match today, 50-50 hockey, as we mentioned earlier. Both teams have had a plethora of chances in front. And really just capitalizing on those chances has been the difference in this game. The Wave got on them in the first period early, and New Canaan responded right back. This game, no one has really had the momentum in this third period coming into overtime. So it's going to be interesting to see how this shifts.
Yeah,
the teams are lined up, and I think we're going to get going here in overtime at the Darien Ice House. We're tied at 3, 8 minutes for overtime. And 8 minutes to decide a winner. Face-off one front. Doster Cole's coming out firing. Doster Cole wraps around in front. No one there. We almost had, a great play to kick off overtime, and New Canaan obviously coming out firing. Puck kept in the Darien zone. D-to-D, Persinger with it. Persinger feeds it up to Elders. Elders bodied off the puck. Roby now. 2-on-1 now for New Canaan. Fitzpatrick takes it wide. Fitzpatrick faces the Kroll. Kroll to Fitzpatrick, and that one's going to be tipped away by Lancaster.
No, that was Russell Tarrant, the
Russell Tarrant, sorry.
And he has a great game-changing play there to just, get a stick on that because, as you said, Kroll was on the back post for it would have been a hat trick right there.
Yeah, and Mason Pickering has lost his stick. Rams are going to feed that one out. That is a great play right under the stick of Haggerty, so Rams are going to escape that icing and now have some time to regroup, line change.
Yeah, Cam Lyden handed Pickering his stick so that he had an opportunity to play the puck, which is just, great
kept
teammanship
in, shot
from Cam.
In front. That is going to be kept away by, I believe, Cam Lyden. Harden now. Reverses again. Here's Cam Lyden. Lyden ships that one out. We're going to get an icing call. Not the smartest decision as a defenseman, but, they are fatigued. So in that case, it's better to, concede an icing than concede a goal.
Yeah, and, it's not the NHL rules here, so they can change off of the icing. The players do not have to stay on the ice, and they're going to use that to their advantage. As, you mentioned, they're pretty fatigued there on that shift.
Now we have a key face-off for Darien in the New Canaan zone. 6 minutes to go here in overtime. One back by Lowe. That one's chipped out. And there's going to be an icing. Again, this isn't NHL rules. The first, if Del Carmine were to get to the puck first, that would still be an icing, whereas in the NHL, that icing would be waved off.
Yeah, but still great hustle by Del Carmine there to even give the Rams an opportunity, because if he is able to get to that puck before it is called an icing, then this Rams team could have an offensive zone opportunity to set something up.
Yeah, the Rams have been looking for that jailbreak pass, it looks like, all third period and all overtime. Really smart play if you're able to make that, tape-to-tape connection.
And now here's a 2-on-2 for Darien. Puck is left in front, shot, and that one's going to go over the net. That was a close one there for the Wave. Kept in the Wave zone. Troy now feeds in front. Elders not quite able to control it. Lancaster shoots. Lancaster shoots again, and Darien wins. Darien wins. Darien has won in overtime. They flood the bench 4-3.
And the player I mentioned pregame, Aiden Elders, off the backdoor cut. He gets tripped up. He's on his knees. Penalty is delayed, and he swipes it to the net. Backdoor cut once again. The player is right there. I believe it was James Troy who just
James Troy was there with
Troy
a great
feeds it in the back of the net, and
great
that is
feed.
all Elders right there. That's a hustle
great play.
play.
We talked about him before the game, and he delivered. He wins the Darien Wave that game in an overtime thriller, instant classic here, and just wow.
Yeah, I mean, that was, great game by both teams, right? The Rams played their hearts out, so did Darien. The better team, the team with more tenacity, won in the end. But, this rivalry, these teams, their seasons are still long from being over. They will meet once more again in this regular season here at the Darien Ice House. And, the Rams, they'll be back and out for blood, and so will Darien.
Yeah, and on that Elders goal, it looked like an and one in basketball. How you get the foul, and on that play, he was able to score on that pad pass. So just shows, like you said, the tenacity from this Darien team today.
Yeah, no, neither team gave up, neither team gave in, and wow, this was just an instant classic. We'd like to thank our crew here for this joint broadcast at Darien with DAF and NCTV. Obviously, me, Will Jennings, and PJ Neville up in the booth. On camera, NCTV's Henry Stein and Maddie Emernisi. And for DAF up here in the box, we have James Foresta, Timothy Schoenrock, and Trevor Kisicki. The advisor for DAF, Damian Andrew, and the advisor for NCTV, Roman Sobolski. This has been a great broadcast on behalf of the two corporations running it. Caden Leslie signing off.
Yeah, and that goal was credited to James Troy, like I mentioned, the play from Elders on his knees to kind of bat that puck over to Troy on the backside, and, sophomore player, he gets that game winner. So big game for the Wave to win there.